Alright. Even though I'm sick, I gotta, pump out these videos and stuff like that, and, keep a catalog going or a backlog going of, my videos and stuff like that. Anyway, what movie am I reviewing today? Ooh, I love that one! Okay. Alright, here we go. I kind of wasn't sure what to expect from Masaaki Yuasa, director of Mind Games and Devilman Crybaby, because the only thing I saw of his work is the first episode of the Titanian Galaxy. I saw enough to be intrigued and want to watch more. So when Lou Over the Wall was the next in my Brothers and I's anime movie night ritual, I was like, this should be interesting. I was quite pleasantly surprised and enjoyed my experience. I just loved the movie. The film takes place in a small, quiet fishing village that is experiencing quite a bit of a prolonged economic downturn, like many other small, rural Japanese villages. The economic downturn has affected the mood of some of its residents and the desire of some of the characters to leave and go to the big city. We followed the adventures of Kai Ashimura, a quiet, lonely, pessimistic middle schooler with a talent for music that he kept secret out of fear of upsetting his father and his grandfather, who he lives with. His secret music identities get called out a little by two of his classmates, the energetic and passionate Yao and the totally rad dude Kano. They invite him to play in their musical band of sirens. Kano promised he would follow in his family's business. Thus, Sirens is a secret that Yao and now Kai share. Sirens does their band practice on Mermaid Island, a old abandoned failed amusement park on the other side of the fishing village, with its history being explained in the opening narration at the beginning. There, the music draws the attention of the title character Yu, the Nagoya, the girl who dances and sings with Sirens' music that enamors her. While sailing back home at night after practice, Lu helps the trio from a scuffle with local illegal poachers with her magical neon green water displacement powers. Later on, she meets Kai face to face in his room because of the music he always plays draws her there. That is where Kai discovers that Lu's fishtail bottom turns into legs, allowing her to dance because of the music. But of course, as is typical with these kinds of stories, Lu's existence should be kept a secret as much as possible, because not only would it be a shock to the local town who most don't believe merfolks are real, but there are also stories of merfolks being cursed, and you'll be cursed as well if you come into contact with them. This gives the movie conflicts and lends itself to tiny subplots with the residents of the fishing village. Lu is over the wall and is a merfolk out of the water. This is a storyline we have all seen before, but it's executed well. In this movie, there is quite a bit of pleasant sequences of Kai showing the town and his world to Lu. What makes this movie really good, instead of just being pretty good, is among other things the dynamic of Kai, Yuho, and Kanyo having difficulties expressing themselves, contrasting that with Lu's over-the-top, enthusiastic exuberance with no barriers affecting her, other than the physical barriers of needing to be in the water for the most part, and burning in the sunlight are human power sunlight equivalent. Lu is free spirit while the bandmates of Sirens, which they were. The band members have to keep Sirens a secret out of fear of upsetting their family, as they promise to agree to follow no tradition in their family's businesses. Sometimes it is not a choice at all. There's also a subtext of social anxiety with the general populace of the village, and that contributes to fears of merfolk. People already fear things that they don't understand, but those fears are made worse in rough times or bad times economically. The music is almost a character in itself. It is not eccentric but fitting for the motif of the film. It's got to be the music that people could dance to. The music and the dancing in later scenes definitely draw inspirations from 1950s Disney cartoons. They are quite crazy and fun to watch. A lot of scenes in this movie are just ingenious. While some scenes don't seem to serve much of a purpose other than having the characters be at locations for later events, some scenes seem to be there just to be funny. Overall, they were not a distraction from the overall experience. Just like in Ponyo and quite similarly in Big Fish and Begonia, there is a major conflict in the final act that causes each of the major characters to do their own thing to either help themselves or help others. But unlike in Ponyo, the residents of this film are acting with the appropriate response given the situation. The tension and the stakes are made clear and they have an effect on the cast. Unlike Big Fish and Begonia, all of the subplots involving individual characters get resolved quite well in a satisfactory manner. For example, why the crazy old lady wants to kill any merfolk she sees, or why Kai's parasol-making grandfather is always warning Kai about the merfolk, like don't play music too loudly, it will attract them. The animation feels very fluid, the style is a little different than the typical anime style, and it's refreshing. I like the character designs a lot. This movie does a lot of show instead of telling, and with the use of flashbacks. And each time we go back to the flashbacks, we see a little bit more or something new. And those scenes have a different, eerie, looser, fuzzier look to the animation than the rest of the movie, giving those flashbacks a dreamlike aura. Lou Over the Wall is much more comparable to Ponyo than Big Fish Begonia is comparable to Ponyo. Lou and Ponyo have much closer themes and target age groups, but I prefer Lou Over the Wall over Ponyo, and even though I did enjoy Big Fish Begonia, I think Lou Over the Wall is the better movie. While both movies hit different emotional beats and have different tones and themes, the film rode me along on a whimsical adventure with energy, color, and imagination. I saw it with my two brothers and we applauded at the end. It was that good. When Lou Over the Wall is on Blu-ray, I'm giving it to my family. More people need to see this movie. I highly recommend it. It's also good to show to non-anime fans as well. Check it out.